Hey there, I'm Sierra Bailey with Doers Shakers Makers, and I'm back with this week's Tuesday tip. You've heard about scarcity mindset, I'm sure. Well, the idea is that you need to move out of the scarcity mindset, the thought that there is not enough for everybody to go around, the thought that resources are limited, the thought that the world is happening to you, that you cannot go out and do things and make things happen. You need to move from that to the abundance mindset, which is, of course, the opposite of that. There is much information out there on this from a psychology perspective to a financial perspective. The financial people love this. But I want to talk today about 5 things that you can do to start to move from the scarcity mindset to the abundance mindset. I also would like to remind you that we're all constantly learning. We are never finished. This actually should be a tip. I'm kind of cheating. I'm throwing in a 6th one. Never stop learning. There's always more to know. There's always more to learn. Reading, taking in the knowledge of other people, both past and currently living, and being curious, wondering what is out there, what is happening is a great step towards an abundance mindset. And of course, as there's always more to know and we never know anything, well, we never know everything. How about that? There also is an important reminder that you have to remember. Day by day, just try a little bit. You're never going to 100% be there, most likely. I don't know, maybe Deepak Chopra is. But it will be a constant journey and a constant reminder to yourself to try to have more of the abundance mindset than the scarcity mindset. Don't get frustrated if you feel you are very much in the scarcity mindset. You can move on, and it is wonderful to bring in a few daily practices. And that's where we're going to start with our 5 ways to have a more abundant mindset. Gratitude practice. I am such a fan of this, and I didn't do it thinking about changing from the scarcity mindset to the abundant mindset. I just started doing it. I was doing morning pages. I still do every morning, and I do 3 longhand pages in my journal, and I kind of get the clutter out of my head first thing. I empty my brain of all of this stuff that I'm thinking about, my schedule for the week or whatever I'm worried about. Doesn't matter. I actually don't save my journals. I throw them out when they're done. So it really doesn't matter. I just empty my brain out. And at the end, I like to finish with 3 things that I am grateful for. And I have now actually expanded this after a few years. I think I started that about 4 years ago. And now I do an additional practice of 1 minute in the morning or 2 minutes in the morning and 3 to 5 minutes in the evening. It's very small amounts of time in my day. You don't have to make it formal. I have a fun little notebook for it. In the morning, I write down what I'm looking forward to and what I'm grateful for in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I do a little recap of my day and include what I'm grateful for at the end of the day, the positive things that I enjoyed, what got me off track, that kind of thing. You don't have to go that far. There is power in writing it down. So I'm sure there are apps for this. You could have an app where you're just putting in at some point in the day the 3 to 5 things you're grateful for that day. Or at the end of the day, just put them into some notes in your phone. It does not have to be a fancy additional thing. The notebook is nice because it ritualizes it, so sometimes it gets people to establish the habit better. But practicing gratitude by far is the first thing and a very powerful thing that you can do to get you on track of having abundance mindset. It also has been proven to improve people's happiness, which is pretty wild if you've ever read or researched about happiness. The second is to surround yourself with abundance-minded people, your friends, your social circle, who you network with for work, the groups that you're part of, your accountability partner, your mindset group, down to the people that you really are spending the most time with. Family members, this is why people talk about the toxic thing. I'm not going to get deep into that, but just think the more you're surrounding yourself with people who have an abundance mindset, the more your mindset will be that way. The next is to give. So giving, what does that mean? That means knowledge, time, money, giving what your resources are as a constant reminder to yourself that they are not limited, that there are abundant resources available. So I always think about, there is a colloquialism, how do you say, for meditation that says the man that thinks that meditating for 20 minutes is much too long, that he does not have time for that, should meditate for 2 hours. So it is a wonderful sort of way to think about it. And who has said this? I think John Maxwell has said that if you feel that you have no money, give away some money. If you feel that you have no time, give away your time. Go volunteer. If you feel that you have no of anything, give it away. It is a wonderful exercise in abundance. The next is to back off of social media. So a lot of switching the thinking is to not compare yourselves to others and things of that nature, and to ease off of the negative that you're taking in, and to be looking at things with positive mindsets. I just put like 4 of them in there. But a wonderful way to accomplish all of those is to back off of social media. Yes, if we are talented tiny business owners, we have to be on social media for our businesses. That is fine. But you know, and I know, that when you're in bed and exhausted and you're just scrolling on Instagram for no reason other than you don't have the willpower to stop, that doesn't necessarily do you any good. So give yourself some times of the day where you go and you post your things and you're replying to your people and you're going to talk to people and you're engaging and being part of the community for sure. But that endless, mindless scrolling could maybe be backed off. And lastly, the 5th thing is to tell people how much you appreciate them. I almost lumped it in with give compliments, give accolades, but I wanted to give it its own thing because it is really important to just do this with the people that you care about, and you can do it with strangers too. But even if there is somebody who you have read their book and you love it, send them an email. You'll probably never get a reply, but somebody in their circle is reading that. They are getting that information. More in your circle. You have a friend who always brightens your day? Tell them. You see somebody that puts some effort into what they're wearing that day? Give them that compliment and tell them that. You work with a coworker who does such wonderful work that it is a delight when you get reports from them or have to see their presentation, or if you have collaborated with another business owner and they just did magnificent work, or you see even a competitor and you're like, wow, they are killing it with their videos. Tell them. That is a wonderful way to start moving into the abundance mindset. If you want to read more about it, one of my favorite resources is Stephen Covey with the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. John Maxwell talks a lot about this. I know Tony Robbins goes a lot into it. I have not really dived into his books as much, so I don't know which way to go, but I'm sure if you start Googling, you will find the thought leader that you really appreciate. And if you want to hear more from me about it, this week there is an episode on the Doers Shakers Makers podcast that goes into this more in detail, especially about what is part of the scarcity mindset, meaning like how scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. But thank you so much for listening today and joining me for the Tuesday tip this week. My name is Sierra Bailey with Doers Shakers Makers. Have a fantastic week. And if you're not in the Facebook group, come on over and join us. Thanks.